Hey y'all, today I am so excited. We are going to build a bird bath. Listen, I had this big old stand, this fan on a stand, and I've had it for 20 plus years. I did get my husband to cut this little metal piece off of the top. I was going to cut it, and he said it was just quicker for him to do it instead of finding me a saw and all that. So he did cut it for me, but we're going to save this and we're going to do another DIY with this part. But today we're going to get started and we're going to build a bird bath. I had thought of different things I could do with this. I thought of bird feeder. I thought of putting a big old tub on it and making it with flowers and cascading down. That would be beautiful. We could still do that and actually do a bird bath above it, and that would be pretty. So this was the first idea, but these are really thin, and I'm figuring that in the sun they may get brittle. And you could do it in the shade, but then my solar, if you got a plug-in water fountain attachment, you could do it in the shade and it would probably last. But I have a solar water fountain that we're going to do, so if you don't have electricity, you can have a bird bath still. Okay, so this is more of a rubbery instead of just like a plastic, so it's got more rubber in it. So we're going to probably attach this here. Now we are going to do some painting, and this is smaller than this by a fraction. So I want it where the water can kind of run over and fall down. So this is what we're looking at now. And you can do several different ways. So that's my idea now. If I don't change my mind. There we go. So these are just the clay trays for the bottom of the clay pots. I think my mother might have gotten this at a thrift store. And it's just a little metal candle holder with little roses and leaves. And I found this last night because I was looking for something. This little, and I'll leave a link to this in the description, but this is my little solar water fountain. This one I was reading is only, I think, 2.5. 2.5. I'll have to look it up. But I found some it's to do with the power. And I found some that's a little higher. So I'm going to leave the links to it down in there also, because I'll probably order a more higher powered water fountain, because all I have to do is just change out the solar piece. I could leave all the tubing and all that hooked up. Now, to do the tubing, it would just stick up like this, and that's not what I wanted either. So last night I sat here and all these little black pieces came for the attachments. Now, the attachments go right on here, just like this. And y'all, we're going to get to the crafting, but I want to explain this to you because I didn't realize this when I ordered it, or I'd have been searching for a different one. But, so the attachment goes on the little motor. I was wanting the tube to go on the motor and then go up and have the attachment onto the other end of the tube. Well, that don't work. I could do it with the little end, but then it's just going to be one little stream up and not have, you know, your little waterfall. So here's what I've concocted together. I've bought several little waterfalls and stuff over time. And this is the same attachments that are these. And so I said, well, I'm going to just experiment. So we have some Gorilla Clear Grip adhesive here. And it says 100% waterproof. And I use this along with E6000 also. But I'm out of E6000. So I'm using the Gorilla Glue. So last night, to get this to work, I need this little end to go inside the tube. So what I've done basically on this one is I took my Gorilla Glue adhesive and I put the two big ends together. And then I come back and I put the Gorilla Glue around the outside of this to seal it. So I put it on each end and put it together, and then I put a ring of it around the outside. So hopefully, so it's been setting for probably 12 hours, maybe 14 hours now already, and they say 24 to 48 hours. So that's going to give me enough time by the time that gets dry to see if it actually works. I think it will because it's supposed to be waterproof. So if that works, we're going to put this inside this tube here. And that's going to give me, and I will put some adhesive around that also, where I can hook it up to here and have it spouting out, because that's what I really want. I want it to be a waterfall up on top. So I had to do a little bit of finagling. But the reason why I didn't use the black, because this is what comes with it. And I said, if this doesn't work, I still have my original black that I can just hook up to here. Let's see. And have my waterfall. Now, the reason why I wanted my motor on the bottom instead, because you could have just set it up here on top and let it have your water. I would have needed to have used a bowl because your motor needs to be underwater because it's got to have water going in to sprinkle it up. I could have done that, but here's the problem. If your water is spouting up and your water is going down to the next level and then the next level, then eventually your bowl up on top is going to get empty. So to keep the water as it's spewing back down, I want the motor in the bottom as it's sprinkling up on top and the water's running down. This motor is going to push that water back up. So see what I'm saying? It's just going to rotate as it's going up and coming down. Then it's going to keep coming back up in the tube, going back down. So that's why I wanted my tube and I wanted the motor in the bottom. So I'm sorry for a little lengthy introduction here, but I wanted y'all to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it. Okay, so we're going to paint, and I've got some Rust-Oleum, I think it is. Yeah, Rust-Oleum paint here, flat black. I'm painting it black. I thought about doing silver, but everything in my yard is kind of black. So my patio furniture and everything, so I just wanted it to kind of match. So it says it bonds to wood, metal, plastic, and more. So we're going to use the Rust-Oleum. It's the 2 times the coverage. So then I have, this is Rust-Oleum too. This is a satin finish. And it bonds to plastic, wood, metal, and more. Okay. It's a blue. It's a seaside. So this is just something, I'd have probably got a little lighter or more bluish, but this is kind of like a turquoise blue almost, or a sea foam. Anyway, we're going to paint the insides of our trays, and then we're going to do all the outsides black. But this is what we're using here and here. Okay, and then I have these. These came from the Dollar Tree, I do believe. I think I've had them a while, so These you can find at Walmart. This big bowl either came from Walmart or Dollar Tree. The stand I've already had. The solar fountain I did get from Amazon. I'll leave a link, and I'm going to leave a link also to the more high-powered. So when we actually hook this up, I can see how strong it's going to be pushing the water up through this hose. And if it's not strong enough, then I'll be ordering a more high-powered. This was a 2.5, and the one I saved in my cart last night, I think is 14. I think. Anyway, we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see. Okay, let's get started. So while I'm painting all this stuff, y'all hit that thumbs up for me and share the video. All you gotta do is click the share as a post. You can share it right here on YouTube. I appreciate it. And if you can comment, that means you have a channel and it will share on your community page. So I appreciate that. And subscribe, and we'll do some more DIY projects. If you haven't seen my solar chandelier, that's a must-see because, hey, I've done 4, 5, 6 of them. That's probably one of my favorite DIYs for the summer. So okay, I remembered that before we paint this, I need to go ahead and drill my holes, because what I'm going to do is the bottom one is going to have the tank in it, and I switched out and got a little bit smaller top, so I'm just going to have to paint that. I had used it for something else, and using the one that I did have for the top for the middle, and that way it will be a lot smaller, and I'll for sure my water will go in there. So I took my tube, and I've got a glass bit here, and I've got one for the exact size of my tube. I'm going to start out, though, with this little, y'all can focus in on that. So that's the kind of bit that I'm starting with, and then I will go with this little bit, and see how it's got the little rough edges around it. It's far glass. So, all right, but I thought I needed to get this done before I paint it so that my tube can go up. But, so these are going to go in the middle. So I've taken, a tape measure here, and I've got it in the middle. So what I want to do, I want to mark it on the side, because I'm not going to drill through my glass. I could, but do I want to? Do I want to? I was thinking of just running it up the side. Yeah, let's go. I guess we can drill through the middle and go up through our glass. This one would have to be done on the side, and this one would have to be done in the middle. Okay, we'll try this. This one's marked in the middle. Let's measure. All right, so this one's going to be on the side. This one will be in the middle. Okay, let's get our drilling done before we go outside and paint. And I will leave a link to my drill bits for glass. And I'll probably be using these for the glass. This I know I can use for this, and it'll be okay. Those will be a little bit more delicate on my glass. So let's get started with this, and we're going to keep it wet while we're drilling. Okay, we have holes in the bottom and on the side of our little vases here. Now I'm going to take it up to the next size with glass. I was not putting any pressure on that. I was just the weight of the drill, and it's really important just to keep it wet so it doesn't get too hot. I'm going to go up a size with my little bits here, and then we're going to go up to the ones that are a little bit larger. I'm doing it slow because glass will break real easy. A shout out to John Ray's Birds. Y'all go check him out. He does a lot of glass with bird feeders and different things with hummingbirds and regular birds. And he gave me some tips on how to drill into glass, like tilting and going slow and getting water on it. He's got a neat little contraption you can make with a 2-liter bottle and poke some holes in it, like with a little thumbtack or something, and let water spew out on it while you're drilling it. That's a very good tip. So y'all go check out John Ray's Birds. Hey y'all, I want to jump in real quick and let y'all know, if you don't want to be cutting glass and you don't want to cut into terracotta pot thingies, and you just want a simple DIY bird bath to look good in your garden, look good on your back porch, wherever you want to put it. It's solar, and there'll be no running tubes, there'll be no cutting glass or anything like that. Be on the lookout for it because it's easy, easy, easy. Okay, back to the video. forgot to turn the video on at first. Then my camera stand kept messing up and falling. So if it could go wrong today, it has went wrong. So we're going to get this put together, though. So all I'm doing is feeding this tube, because this is the one that's going to go in the bottom here. So we're going to feed the tube all the way through there. I'm going to leave a little bit here at the end. Behave now. Let me get this off. There we go. So the tube is going to go right here on top. So it's not going to have a lot of room left, but we do want to make sure that we have enough at the top. Okay, so I have my hot glue gun turned on, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Glue. It's clear grip adhesive. And I'm going to put it on this ridge all the way around. And I'm thinking that possibly well, I guess the only one that really have to be sealed is the top. I don't know. We may come back. There's a possibility we have to seal around here. I'm not sure. But, so I'm going to put the hot glue right on the inside of that adhesive and build it up, just so that it holds it long enough for that Gorilla adhesive to start working. I just want it to hold in place long enough for us to get everything together and it that Gorilla Glue to kick in. Okay, now the next step will be to put some Gorilla Glue right around this thing. So I'm going to put it, and I'm going to leave a little space, and I'm going to put it about a third of the way around, leave a little space, put some more. And y'all, if I don't stop and put the lid back on there, it just keeps oozing out, and I would have a big mess. So now I'm going to put this one up through here. And now I'm going to put the hot glue on there in these 3 little spots that I left. Can't really tell if it's in the center, but hopefully. And what I'll probably do also is come back when it's all dry and just put a little bit more adhesive on there just to kind of give it that extra little support. Because this was plastic, now these are terracotta, this is plastic. So I did spray some Mod Podge sealer on there. I get that from Amazon, and I'll put a link in there to that. Okay, next step. So I will probably cut my tube when we get it up there, because that'll be that much less that the pump has to pump it up. I'm going to pull it out just enough to get my Gorilla Glue on there. Okay, y'all, I moved the camera so maybe y'all could see a little better of what we're doing up here. So once again, we're going to get out our little handy dandy Gorilla Glue. And I'm putting a good bit of this Gorilla Glue on here. Now by wiping that, it keeps it from gooking up and not being able to open it. Ooh, careful now. Easy does it. Okay. I like this. I really do. Alright, so this, so far it's holding. We're going to cut our tube here. Let me get some sharp scissors. We're going to cut our tube. So I cut about that much off. Then I'm going to fit this into here. I'm going to put a little bit of Gorilla Glue around where it's connected. That way maybe no water will seep out. It'll help hold it. I'm going to try to zip tie it so that it holds straight. That's my plan. And I may have to use more than one zip tie. Yeah, bring it up like this and see what it does. Now, with it having a little spiral there, if I see it's leaning a certain way, I can put a zip tie around this hose and put it anywhere on that little spiral thing going around and correct it. It looks straight to me right now. We're going to snip off the end of this pipe cleaner. Alright. Because I don't want water going down around the hose, we're going to put some, and if this doesn't hold it, if it leaks water, then I have some caulking I can put around it. But I really think, they say this is waterproof. I think this will work. It'll help hold everything in place and keep the water from seeping down around that. So I'm going to let this dry for 48 hours. That's what it says, 24 to 48 hours. So I'm going to let it dry. Because we're going to put water on it, I'm going to let it dry the full 48 hours. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video out, but it's just not going to happen. We need a little time for our glue to dry. I'd rather wait a couple of days and it be done right. Y'all, having a little lazy Susan is about the best thing. My friend Diane gave that to me. She says, I've got a lazy Susan and I'm not using it. You want it? I said, yes, definitely. I will end up cutting this end of the tube also. Probably a little bit, a few inches anyway. But we're going to let it dry for 48 hours. This is Saturday. So I will show y'all the finished product, and then we're going to move it outside. So I hope y'all are enjoying this video. So thank y'all for watching, and we'll be back for the completion. Thank y'all. Okay, y'all, here it is. And that was a 2-watt solar panel. And that's what I was trying to think of in the first of the video. So, you see, I took the cord and zip tied it with black zip ties a couple of times. Then I got the cord up under the straw over to my table. That's a DIY table we've done. I got a video on that also. So we're fixing to change out the little nozzle, because I'll tell you what I would do different. So with it spouting out like that, a little bit of the water is getting on the ground, which I had no problem with that, but I don't want it to spray all my water out. So let's change the little nozzle on top. Now, I love it like this. So I would either, if I had it to do over again, I would get a bigger bowl for the bottom, or we could come around and put something around it to kind of tilt down and run the water back down. But so if I had it to do over again, I'd make a bigger bowl on the bottom. So y'all note that. Let's change our nozzle and see what happens. Okay, so I took the very tip of that off, and it's still going to drip down. You still hear that sound. Y'all, isn't that peaceful? I love it. But that way, it won't sprinkle all of my water out too quickly. If only I had it running at night now. If I'd have bought a pump that you could just plug in, then... And I may do that. Being as I see that it works, I may just try to change out the little pump. That's all I would have to do is for a plug-in pump. How neat. I'm happy with it. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. And let me know if y'all plan to make one. And y'all can learn from what I would have done different. So, enjoy. Thank y'all for watching. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for me. I'd appreciate it. I love to have you here in our community. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.